African Diaspora Forum has been at the forefront of highlighting the plight of foreign nationals in South Africa and represents their myriad of interests. It was formed after xenophobic violence broke out and spread throughout the country in 2008. Since then, it has sought to unite communities, foster understanding and promote tolerance. Tonight, Emeka Johnson from the African Diaspora Forum joins us in studio. Emeka, thank you so much for joining us. Now, there have been reports of looting, destruction of property, of foreign-owned shops in Rosettenville, for instance, in protest, and burning of property in Rosettenville. Does your organization view this as xenophobic attacks?
Yeah, without missing words, ADF feel that it's purely xenophobic. In as much as it's quoted with the fight against drug and prostitution. But we believe that the target, the planning of fighting drugs and prostitution should be in the hands of able South African institutions that are mandated constitutionally to do that. It's not a mob action. It's not, you don't solve such problems, illegalities, through mob actions. And we believe that South African system is an organized system that has everything in place to attend to that.
Now, South Africa seems to go through these cycles of violence directed at foreign nationals, and is government doing enough to protect South Africans to protect foreign nationals in South Africa? We're chatting before we went on air that there's a lot more that needs to be done, and is it a case of foreign nationals now not feeling safe in South Africa?
Definitely. Foreign nationals are not feeling safe, no doubt about it, as present. This is not the first time of outbreak of xenophobia, and but now the sporadic nature of this puts everybody at risk. And we believe that the government really, they are faced with enormous challenges though, but we believe that all their institutions that are supposed to be doing the jobs are not doing their job at optimal level. Yeah, people are illegal because they are not documented.
Now, in that sense, the African Diaspora Forum was formed after the 2008 xenophobic attacks and sporadic violence that erupted then. The work that you do as a forum, can you just take us through that very briefly so that people can understand what you do in these different communities and how you come into play? Yeah,
we came into place, like you said, after the 2008 xenophobic attack. The government wanted to talk to African migrants, and you cannot be talking to Nigeria, Zambia, unions and whatever. So there was need for an umbrella organization that represents the interests of all migrant South Africans, and hence the formation of African Diaspora Forum. And since then, we have been downed with jobs, things to do. I mean, the functions, we are new anyway. From 2008, we are new, but now we have mobilized to a big umbrella organization of the myriad of problems confronting African migrants. If you look at our brief from onset, it has expanded to issues of shelter, issues of livelihood, issues that initially was not our brief. Yeah. But the government has not in no way actually helped us. We have come up with panicies, ideas. We have sold ideas to the government over issues how to tackle our challenges. Our challenges are myriad.
And what's government's response to the challenges that you face in South Africa when you speak to them and let them know what it is that you're facing in this country as a foreign national?
One concrete function or one concrete thing the government has done is to form the presidential tax team on migrants problem, headed by Jeff Radebe with the presidency. But apart from our initial interactions and solutions we gave to them to look at, today is not functional. is not functional. And you find out that the problem of migrants are increasing on a daily basis. Majorly the issue of documentation. That's actually the major issues migrants are facing. And you know, in this country, if you are not documented, you cannot even access the bank.
So what are you doing as the African Diaspora Forum to ensure that all foreign nationals who are in this country are documented? And is there some sort of registration process that you have as a forum, apart from the Home Affairs status that we have in South Africa?
Yeah, we have a documentation of African migrants, but it's not a legal document. It is the government that gives legal documents.
Of course.
So we are interfacing. We have been interfacing with the Department of Home Affairs over time. In fact, we are just like a second name there. We visit them, but the refugee, Marabastad, refugee center, reception centers all over the country. And unfortunately, you have only 2 refugee centers in the whole country. That's large as South Africa. And you see that there's challenges of the police brutality. The challenges now, the latest one that is so worrying is when the society, when the host community becomes so hostile. Now the host community is not even talking about documentation because they don't know whether they are documented or not. The attack now is on every foreign migrant that strays within an area where they can grab the person. And you can see the level of destruction. Even some South Africans have fallen victim. Some of the buildings you saw that were destroyed were South African owned, nationals owned. So hence we are calling on government. And the funniest thing is that when these things are going on, it is in the full glare of the police. And I mean, if the police cannot arrange the situation, who can?
Now let's speak about Nigeria calling for the African Union to assist their nationals in South Africa in getting protection or some sort of solace in South African territory. What is the Nigerian government, as the African Diaspora Forum, dealing with all migrants, foreign migrants in South Africa, and then Nigeria comes in to say the AU must come into play and assist South Africa, or give a directive to say South Africa needs to do more to ensure that Nigerian nationals are safe in the country, or are employed or given some sort of reprieve. Yeah. Now, as the African diaspora, the Nigerian government has come forward. What are the other governments saying on the African continent?
Of course, as you know, Nigeria as a country is a leading country in the continent. And if I have spoken, it means this continent has spoken. They invariably have given an instruction to AU to buckle up and attend to this issue. Nigerian government, at the last outbreak of xenophobic attack, issued strong warning directly to South Africa. And I mean, South African government maybe did not take it kindly. Hence, Nigeria, seeing itself as a leader, is looking at the issue holistically. It's not only about Nigerian citizens, it's about the African citizen. And we have Nigeria has the temerity or the audacity to talk to AU, to act on behalf of Africa.
Now, when you say,
if Nigeria does not say it, I wonder which country was going to say it.
Now, when you say South Africa did not take kindly to Nigeria's instructions or Nigeria's request, what exactly do you mean by that? No, it would
have brought some political imbroglio. But as at now, I know the Nigerian Senate has issued out a warning. You see, and Nigeria does not look at its citizen as only Nigerian citizens. We're African citizens. And it is the duty of Nigeria. And if you look at the makeup of the AU, if you look at certain portfolios in the AU that has to deal with this, it's chaired by Nigeria. In the recent election that's just taken place in in Addis Ababa.
Addis Ababa.
Yeah, so it is onus on the country, on the Nigeria as a leading light in Africa, to actually call South Africa to order, to buckle up, because they have, the South Africa has, we believe South Africa has the wherewithal to hearken to this, because this might snowball into some other thing. We warned, like December last year, we picketed after the mayor of Johannesburg made what we call a reckless statement. We picketed and saying that this is going to snowball to such thing. We saw it coming and we warned, but it was not listened to. We warned. We sent a memorandum.
When you say buckle up, just mention one or two things that you expect the AU to give instructions to South Africa to do.
One is to protect every citizen, every human being that is in South Africa should be protected, whether legal or illegal. Put your house in order, legalize those that are supposed to be legalized. The ones that are illegal, ship them out. Fish them and ship them out. Unless South Africa is telling us they don't have the capacity to tell us the number of legal migrants and illegal migrants they have. But we believe they have the capacity. If they don't have it in Africa, I wonder who we have. You understand?
Now, let's speak about South African media. Have they had, in terms of the influence on how the narrative of foreigners living in South Africa is widely understood? Is the media playing a huge role in this?
Yeah, the media is trying their best. Not their best anyway, but the media is trying. But you know, for the media, I'm sorry to say it, I mean the media, but you know, what is good news is actually catastrophic news. It's news of catastrophe that is bloated most times. Because we are talking of these migrants. We have not taken stock of migrants that are contributing meaningfully to the South African economy. You understand? If you are saying you are chasing people in doing illegal businesses, it's not only migrants that are doing illegal businesses. South Africans that are in the same trade should equally face same route. Should not be selective. A crime is a crime, and crime has no nationality. It's a crime. If you're a criminal, you are a criminal. You understand? And the laws of South Africa should deal with it. We don't condone any iota of criminality. As migrants, we are supposed to show good example to the host community. It is onus on us to do that. But along the line, there will be some black legs. And I believe that the institutions are there to take care of those people.
Now, Emeka, what practical route do you think there is to achieving cohesion in a society between foreigners and, as you say, a host country or host community? Because obviously with some foreigners being illegal and not being registered or counted, there's no clarity on how many there are and where Emeka lives and so on and so forth. How does South Africa as a government work around that with the assistance of countries like Nigeria, who, as you mentioned earlier, the fact that they seem to be in high positions in the African Union? How do we create a situation where, or an environment where everything is dealt with the legal way? And bearing in mind that with a country, a host country, sending illegals back to their countries of origin, there's still an influx of illegals coming into the country.
Yeah, we have been proactive on that level. Very many solutions, like I said, many have been given to the government at the presidential tax team on migrants and the Home Affairs. We have been interfacing with them, giving them, we are ready to play along with them. We are ready to be a support system to this, to challenges. We have like I said, we have records of migrants, but it might not be totally, it might not be holistic, but because of paucity of funds and logistics, we might not have, but we have the capacity, if aided, we have the manpower. If aided, we have the manpower to get a concise documentation of number of migrants in South Africa. by
Does this include the illegals?
I mean, both legals and illegals. You get it? Because we will go community by community. Yeah. But along the line, some might be missed. Like, you remember the issue of the Zimbabwe, when Zim was supposed to be documented, not all was captured. But we're trying to say E&O, 80% to 90%. Around omission, 80 to 90% will be captured. And when you capture this data, you'll be able to identify easily who is legal and who is not legal, where the criminal is living or where the criminal, you'll be able to trace. You'll be able to trace on how to catch up criminals. And we, as African Diaspora Forum, has offered our services, our stable, to aid the South African government in ameliorating this debate. It's a challenge.
And what has their response been?
You know, the bureaucratic nature of governance. There's a lot of bureaucratic bottlenecks inhibiting that for now. But somebody like the Premier, I must give it to the Premier of Gauteng. He has been making efforts to see that Gauteng is truly an African city. Johannesburg and Gauteng is really an African province. You understand? He has been doing, he's working with us lately, since last year, he's been working with us. This year we're going to do a lot of roadshow awareness campaign and what have you. We have tabled a couple of proposals to look at their convenience and how to come in. But it does not stop at Gauteng alone. We think that it should be holistic, it should be national, because it's not only in Gauteng you have migrants, though Gauteng can claim to have over 60% of the African migrants in South Africa.
Emeka, unfortunately we have run out of time. It is a very topical discussion, and as it develops we will obviously get you back in studio to discuss this further. Thank you so much for joining us. Time now for a quick break. More